Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to go ahead and get started a little bit early. If you are already on, thank you for being here. My name is Sarah Beth, and I'm with the Council on Developmental Disabilities. And we have Miss Ashley with us today for the Center of Accessible Living, and she is going to talk to you guys about a few different things involving how the WIPA program works with your SSI benefits, how actually the term WIPA fits into SSI benefits, if you're not familiar with that as well. But we are going to go ahead and just give you a few house rules for our training today. If you have any questions, we ask that you put those in the chat, and then we can go back and answer your questions when we get to a good stopping point. But we do want you to interact with us, even though we are recording this for our social media platforms. Please feel free to put questions in there because you don't know if your question is the same that someone else has. So please use the Q&A feature or your chat feature. Also, please make sure that you are respectful of others. There is a opportunity for you to fill out a survey at the end. So we just ask that everyone still stay muted. We can review you to raise your hand at some point and ask questions if you would rather try to speak instead of type, or if there is a situation as to why you can only prefer one or the other. But we do want to be respectful of others. So please keep everything muted and make sure that you put all of your questions and comments in the chat so we can properly address everyone. But we are so excited to have Ashley with us today. We here at the council strive to educate our families and our individuals in the IDD community and just give you all the tools for success. And what better tools for success than the tools that you need to work, right? So Ashley, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to turn everything over to you now. And thank you again so much for being here today.
Thank you so much, Sarah Beth, for having me in the council. We actually have a few videos set up over the next couple months. So we're very thankful that the council is having us to kind of go over lots of different topics. Today's topic, like Sarah Beth said, is WIPA. So let me go ahead and share my screen so we can get right into it. And sorry if I talk a little fast, I get excited. All righty, so let me make myself small. All righty, so this is, today again, we're just going to be speaking on the WIPA program, which is in within the Social Security program. And they have hired people like myself. I'm a community work incentive coordinator, and I help people. I'm just explaining the work incentives and assisting you with applying those work incentives so you can go to work. I should say simple as that, but it gets a little complicated with all the letters I'm going to throw at you today. But today's objectives are really just to go briefly over the main two types of Social Security benefits, the two programs within the Social Security program. We're going to just briefly go over the work incentives. I'm not going to dive deep into any of them really, unless somebody has a specific question, because we're going to talk on those in different videos. But, and again, just kind of go over what the WIPA is and what we can do for you. So the two programs most people have heard of and are familiar with is SSI, which stands for Supplemental Security Income. And then there's Title II, which is most commonly that SSDI, the Social Security Disability Insurance. Also under the Title II is the Childhood Disability Benefit, which you might heard the DAC, Disabled Adult Child in the past. And then less likely to see is that Disabled Widower Benefit. SSI is probably what you are going to, most individuals that I come across with the council might be receiving. This is based on when you go to apply for disability, they're going to base which benefit you get, which program that you're put into based on your work history. So you're typically going to see somebody with SSI because they have no work history, and that's okay. So this amount of money is given by the government. It's called the federal benefit rate. This year, 2021, that federal benefit rate is $794 a month. This is the maximum amount that an individual can receive on SSI. That's $794. This $794 is based on food and income. It's just there to provide you your basic financial needs, which is food and housing, rent and food. So again, this is something that is very, very important to most of our individuals with disabilities. The maximum is $794. There's a resource limit within this program, and that is $2,000 in resources, which could mean, savings, cash in between your savings, and other things are included with resources. The best thing about SSI is it comes with Medicaid. Everybody loves Medicaid. It's free. I call it gold. It covers many, many procedures and healthcare costs, and SSI is just a really important thing for people to have when they get SSI, is that Medicaid is automatic. The work incentives within the SSI program, again, work incentives are something that Social Security program have designed and are giving to individuals with SSI to want you to go to work, to show you that working is okay, working is good, and hey, why don't you go to work and we're going to do these things for you, okay? So what Social Security does with that income that you have every month is they're going to exclude some of it right off the top. And that's where that work incentive comes into play. When Social Security is calculating your income for the month, they're not going to count the first 20 and the first $65. So they're not counting the first $85 that you earn each month. The rest of that, they're going to divide in half. So they're only going to count basically half of what you make each month against you. That's the work incentive. That right there is going to show you that you're going to have more money overall each month when you're working. The other work incentives that can apply in this program is impairment related work expenses, blind work expenses. There's an awesome opportunity. It's called a PASS plan to help individuals save for a work goal or opportunity. The student earned income exclusion is huge for individuals under 22. Expedited reinstatement and 1619B are kind of safety nets that really protect your benefits. Let's see what I got here next. Like I said, I don't want to go into all of these work incentives because that will hold up a whole call. And I get super excited talking about them, so I could talk about them all day long. The formula that I had briefly touched on is kind of broke down here. But again, the Social Security program, they will look at these wages each month and they will count up your earned income and unearned income. And again, I don't want to get held up on all of that, but I would like to talk about that 1619B Medicaid protection. When someone comes to me and they want to work and they say, well, I just don't want to lose my Medicaid. Well, then I'm going to talk about this right off top. So whenever you go to work, again, you got your work wages. Well, your SSI check kind of goes down a little bit. Well, if you get to a place where you're grossing, $2,000 a month and half that's $1,000, where your SSI check could be zero, but that doesn't mean it's gone or cut off or terminated. It's actually just suspended and paused. If you look at the bottom point here, have gross earnings that are insufficient to replace SSI, Medicaid, and publicly funded attendant care services. The annual threshold that one person, an individual, can gross in a year is $32,062. So you could gross 32 grand a year from your job, keep your SSI open, it'll be at zero, but your SSI is there, and more importantly, your Medicaid is on. It's continuing to protect you. No issues, right? That's 32,000, that's a lot. Let me make myself a little bit bigger. I made myself small. I just want to make sure nobody has any questions. Okay. Let's see. This is the Title II, more commonly known as SSDI. You'll hear that a lot. And then, so this, when you go to apply for disability and you do have work history. Remember, if you don't have work history, they'll put you probably likely in that SSI program. If you do have work history or your parent has work history and they are either receiving their own disability check, retired, or possibly even passed away, you could receive a check off of their work history. But anyways, that work history, that pot of money that you've paid into over these years is actually your SSDI check. And these rules in SSDI when working are completely different than what we just talked about. So when we are talking about working on benefits, you really have to know for sure which benefit you're getting, and that's part of the WIPA. So we're going to go past this and get to Well, I'll briefly talk about the SSDI work phases because this is important. And when somebody is on SSDI or CDB and they're in that Title II program, it's not a 2-for-1 reduction like SSI. It's actually work phases. There's limits and they all act differently. There's 3 work phases. Phase 1 is the most exciting because it's the 9 trial work period months. But all of these are active safety nets and really are designed to, their incentives. So they want to, promote work and get people excited to know that they're not going to lose their benefits right away because they have 9 months that they can earn cash, as much as they want. Phase 2 and phase 3 are wonderful safety nets as well. SGA, real quick, this is really the number. A lot of people will call me, hey, I just want to know, I'm on SSDI. I just want to know what I can make. The SSDI program, the Title II or the CDB, all of that intertwined, has a dollar amount. It's called SGA, which is Substantial Gainful Activity. The number, that dollar amount this year is $1,310 in gross wages per month. Now, SGA, even though I said it is a number, this is not black and white. There's a lot of gray. When making an SGA decision, Social Security looks at other things, not just the dollar amount. Do you have any impairment-related work expenses? Those are, expenses that you've paid out of pocket for items or services that you need to work that are related to your impairment. So those could be actually excluded from your gross income to get your countable income under SGA. Same as subsidies or special conditions. They work a little bit differently, but it actually could be applied to your gross wages each month to get your countable income under SGA. Another great work incentive. So I don't know about anybody else, but all that stuff's confusing. I know I talked very fast. Again, we're going to break all this stuff down in some other videos, but this is why WIPA was introduced, because these benefits are confusing and the actual local offices, the people that are answering the phones and that you talk to every day at Social Security probably don't have the time, energy, or patience to explain what impairment-related work expenses are to you. That's why I am here. So the Work Incentive Planning and Assistance Program is all about work and financial independence. Absolutely. Financial stability. Oh, I wish I would have put that one real big. Financial stability. That's one of my things that I really like to talk about, is that looks different for everyone. I think I have some myths on the next page, but I like to go ahead and start with it. WIPA is not trying to get everybody to work off the check. That's not what WIPA is about. WIPA is about helping you reach financial stability, okay? What is WIPA? Again, you know that this is a Social Security Administration program. It was created in part of the Ticket to Work. You've heard that, Ticket to Work, and Work Incentives Improvement Act, 1999, so been around for a while. We, the staff of WIPA, are Community Work Incentive Coordinators, CWICs, that's what I do. And what we do is, there's tons of us across the United States. We provide individual, in-depth, employment-focused benefits counseling. And this is in all 50 states, so it's kind of cool. Our goals as a WIPA as a whole is to increase the number of Social Security beneficiaries who choose to work. It doesn't say cut the check off, who choose to work, right? WIPA goals also to support disability beneficiaries in maintaining work over time, provide work incentive counseling that enables beneficiary to increase earnings if they have the capacity or the ability to do so, and reduce dependence on benefit programs or things that you've got going on. But again, if someone's specific situation is to maintain some of these benefits, then that's in the financial stability, then that's what we're going to help you do. Oh, here's my favorite slide here. Common myths about WIPA that we intend to force you off of this benefits. Again, that's just not what we do. If it doesn't make sense for somebody to lose all their benefits, I'm not going to tell you should do that. Another thing about WIPA is that we don't protect beneficiaries from losing their benefits due to work. we're going to explain the rules to you, but if you happen to, go over and something happens to your benefits, I can't protect you, but I will of course help you, lead you in the right direction to get them back. We help beneficiaries maximize benefits. If you come to me and I see that you kind of, there's a benefit that you're eligible for, I'm going to let you know that you should go ahead and apply. We perform all wage reporting. We do not report for people. I will give you the instructions on how to report for people, for yourself, but we don't do that. But again, I will give you the fax number, the address, and all that stuff, and instructions on how and when to send them in properly, so Social Security receives your stuff at a proper time. But again, that's not something that we're here to do, is just report for you. We don't do the payee service, and we actually don't help people find jobs. This is a big one, because what we're here to do is explain the rules and limits and work incentives while you're working. So we're not a job coach. We don't have job leads. I don't mind you asking me, but I'm just going to tell you I don't know about anything right now, and suggest that you assign with an employment network or somebody that would have those job leads. But again, I can't personally help maximize your benefits or do anything personally, but I can give you the information and tell you how to apply or send you in the right direction. Important facts about WIPA services: that we are all about work. I would call myself a work cheerleader. Again, like I said, in SSI, you always have more money when you're working. And then SSDI, you can see that you can gross up to $1,300 a month. So to me, that's a no-brainer. Again, over here, it says the second bullet point under important facts: we do not report beneficiary information to Social Security or manage benefits. We will help you and give you the tools and the knowledge to do that. But we're not hand holding people. We are helping you ride the bike and then kind of pushing you kind of people. Let's see. WIPA projects are mostly remote. We work remote. We don't have offices. However, here in Louisville, I'm actually with the Center for Accessible Living, who we're gonna, you're gonna have all my information by the end of this. And we do have an office downtown who we're actually opening back up soon. And I can meet people at that office, but I don't have my own office, but excuse me. All right, so what does WIPA provide? Well, all the services are free. We're eligible to help, people are eligible for our program from 14 years all the way up to full retirement age. We help people that are getting SSI and SSDI to understand the options, to make you feel better, so you can make informed decisions about, the options that you have. I like to tell people that I'm an anxiety crusher. You come to me, I'm scared, I don't want to work, I don't want to lose this. But then by the end of the call, I'm saying, well, you're not going to lose this because we talked about 1619B, your Medicaid is intact. And now you're going to have more money if you go and do this part-time job. And then usually by the end of the call, they're like, oh, I feel so much better. And that makes me love what I do. Another thing that WIPA provides is me, a fully certified CWIC, Community Work Incentive Coordinator. And I am fully certified, and all CWICs have to go through the annual certification. We do multiple trainings, calls, classes to keep up to date when, benefits are changing and amounts are changing and rules through Medicaid are changing. So we definitely stay up to date. We're going to provide you with a benefits summary and analysis, which is big old pack of paper that's going to put everything in paper that we tell you about, which is a guide. And then, of course, follow-up services. I'm not just going to give you a piece of paper and leave you. I'm going to walk with you through the employment changes, through, personal changes that are affecting your employment. Maybe you have to move. Well, let's talk about housing and HUD and the Section 8 and how that's going to affect, how work affects that. It's not just about your benefits, but kind of your whole picture, again, in helping you reach financial stability. Okay, let's see. What do we do? What can we do for beneficiaries? We can't do everything, but what we can help is verify your benefits. This is probably the most important part, is because when someone comes to me, they don't always know. They just say, oh, I'm getting disability. Well, that could be SSI or SSDI. So I need to really verify and see which benefits that you're getting. If there's issues, I can verify, overpayment amounts, why they're counting this amount when they shouldn't be. Say the person is blind and Social Security doesn't have them listed as blind. So I'm going to verify these benefits to see what they have with Social Security. We don't have access to your computer, your records. We don't have access to the computer system of Social Security, but we do get forms signed from you, the consumer, and that is how we verify the benefits. We identify and connect you with services that you need. If I have a young person that comes to me and they're brand new, they don't know where to go, I'm going to send them to the Office of Vocational Rehab. I'm probably going to send most people there. This is a great entity that can help with not just finding a job, but helping you grow your training skills or different, areas that you need help with. WIPA is going to help you understand how paid employment affects the benefits, not just your SSI and your SSDI, but again, the SNAP benefits, the housing. We're going to look at all the puzzle pieces and let you know what's going on and going to help you put them together. WIPA is going to identify and help you use and help you manage the work incentives. If you're an SSDI and once we verify your benefits that you are in phase 1, of course, I'm going to explain how you use the non-trial work period months and then help you track them on your own. I will support you again with reporting wages. I'm not going to do it for you. I'm going to help you manage your benefits over time. I love this tool. That's this huge calendar. It's about 5 years out, and we can actually project when you're going to use your 9 months, then phase 2 and phase 3, and so on and so forth. So if you're a person with high anxiety and you need to know what's coming, you need to plan it out. This is going to be a great tool for you. You're definitely going to want to work with the CWIC in the WIPA program. Healthcare coverage, obviously that's a big thing. It's going to be in every conversation. SSDI comes with Medicare, SSI comes with Medicaid. So we need to talk about that and who's going to pay for what, especially when there's employment. But most of the time, your healthcare insurances are going to stop. And then we can help resolve benefits. Not all the time, but sometimes we can help resolve benefits. We can definitely, again, give you the number, the person you need to call, a form you need to fill out, like a waiver form, and instruct you how to fill it out and how to send it in. All right, the 2 WIPAs in Kentucky, and again, I am from the Center for Accessible Living. Our main office is here in Louisville downtown, but we actually have 3 remote offices across Kentucky. And at the center, we are a nonprofit, and we are all about individuals with disabilities and providing all different kinds of services. Not only do we have the WIPA, which I am under, we have a Section 8 program, we have a rent building program, there's a PCAP program, which is a personal care attendant program, and many, many more. But we hold the WIPA grant through Social Security. And the other WIPA in Kentucky is the Goodwill, and they cover the east part of the state. And they're amazing. We partner with them and we talk to them very regularly. And we just split the state basically, but we all do the same thing. And we just really, really love what the WIPA is doing for people. It's very, very important for people to be informed. And this is our main number, the Center for Accessible Living, which is 502-589-6620. You can call in there to get a hold of me. You can go through Sarah Beth or Kelsey or anybody at the council to get a hold of me. I usually do all of Jefferson County here, but I do have Donna Mundy and David Edwards, who's also on my team at the center, and we're all part of the WIPA. So thanks for having me, and I'll check the chat to see if we have any questions, but I really want to make sure that you have this main message to remember. It's possible to work. It's very possible to work and keep your Medicaid and your Medicare. In most cases, working is always the best way to go. You're always going to have more money. And it's possible to work to come out ahead financially. And then it's very, very possible, very, very big question for people. You can get your benefits back if you lose employment. That might look differently from where you're at in your situation, but whether it's calling and saying I quit and providing proof that you did, or just filling out some EXR paperwork or doing a new application, the point is that you can always get the benefits back. So, again, fear is what drives a lot of people into not working. So I really want people to realize that there's not a lot to be scared of after you talk to a CWIC and other people in your situation and say, hey, these work incentives are out there. Social Security, they created these work incentives and the WIPA to help people ease their fear about working and help them go back to work.
Thank you so much, Ashley. We don't currently have any questions, so I will go ahead and just ask the people that just joined us. If you have any questions for Ashley, please write them in the chat or in the Q&A. We would love to hear from you. Again, no question is unwanted. You don't know who else might watch this now or later that might have the same question as you, so we welcome them. So please feel free to put those in the chat. This is some great information, and we hope that this challenges everyone to really kind of rethink some things. If you are a parent of a older individual, or you're an individual yourself with IDD and you're watching this, we hope this gives you a little bit more encouragement. I know as a parent of some kiddos with special needs, I've wondered some of these same things a lot, especially when I'm trying to plan for their future. What is it going to look like? Are they going to be able to work? And if they do, will my son lose his Medicaid? Like, what does all that look like? And we know that this is a lot of information and it can be very overwhelming. So we always just encourage other people just to reach out. Like, never hesitate to reach out. Call the council, call Ashley. Her information is in here as well. You can find us online. We're on Facebook. We are on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on all the social media platforms. So you can reach us by contacting the council. And if we cannot answer your question, we are going to plug you in with a resource like Ashley, who knows all this stuff backwards and forwards, and she probably dreams about SSI benefits because she just
Again,
she
our
knows
service
it so well.
Free. So make sure you any questions, come at me. Anybody from 14 to all the way to retirement age is eligible for our services.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You cannot beat free help. So,
yeah,
when you're banging your head against the wall, just think there are people that work to do this for us for free, that know what they're talking about and are so excited and passionate about what they do, just like Ashley. So thank you so much, Ashley, for being here.
Thank you.
It doesn't look like we have any questions, so we will go ahead and close this out, but feel free to share this video. Ashley is going to join us along with some of her other coworkers. Basically every month, we're going to be doing lunch and learns different days of the month. But the next presentation we have is going to be, let's see, we are in July, which I cannot believe. The next one is going to be August 11th at 12 o'clock. It will also be virtual, and that is going to be on age 18 transitions. So if you've got a kiddo that's getting ready to meet that graduation date or is getting close to that, and you don't know what that's going to look like for them, if they want to work, they're thinking about working, or you just know they're getting ready to be out of school and they're not going into any additional past age 18 education with JCPS or any of the local counties, then you are definitely going to want to check out that presentation. It's going to give you a little bit more insight and options as to what is available. But in the meantime, thank you again so much for being here. Reach out with any questions you have, even if it is a week from now and you're thinking, she mentioned that. Please feel free to let us know. But we thank you all so much for being here. And this is why we do this. This is the part of the heart that means the most. Education is key. So feel free to reach out for additional handouts or materials and we can get that sent your way. Thank you so much, Ashley. Have a fantastic day.
Thank you.
Thank you.